आपको भूलना पड़ेगा ये भगवान। नोडल इलाज करेगा उसके अंदर एक नंबर से एक नंबर
Hello. Good morning and warm welcome to everyone. I am myself Aman Vishwakarma, your host today. We continue our Sadhguru 120th webinar. Our topic for today is Transformative Learning, which is going to be covered by Ms. Krishna Datta, Director of First Foods and Pets Private Limited. She is going to cover awareness and understanding of work existence and advantages, accepting diversity, inquisitiveness, critical thinking, and problem solving. It shall be followed by question and answer round. Let's quickly go through our today's agenda. That is, our first going to be virtual inauguration by Dr. Sundar Kataria, invoking the blessing of deity, chanting of Gayatri Mantra. Introduction of the speaker presented by Ms. Krishna Datta, question and answer session. And the last is going to be the closing session. Dr. Sundar Kataria, Chairman and Managing Director of ICS Group Companies. Sadhguru Sangh, conceived and led by Dr. Sundar Kataria, driven with a mission to elevate the quality, safety, and environmental awareness of level of industries. Sadhguru Sangh is a series of educative, informative events aiming to illuminate professionals on possible solutions to current issues of industries and economy. His designations and organizations: Chairman and Managing Director of International Certification Services Private Limited. His academic qualifications are Doctorate in Business Management and Mechanical Engineer. His expertise and experience in Rajasthan Atomic Power Projects, India's first nuclear power plant, RAPP at Rawalbata, Kota, built by Indian engineers. Worked as nuclear scientist for 11 years and successfully completed and commissioned the plant. Engineers India Limited, first branch of engineers to develop Bombay High Offshore Oil and Gas Field, Mega Offshore Complex Platform, trucks and submarines pipeline, underwater inspections and indesignations, oil and gas equipments, etc. DNV, World Largest Classification Society, worked for 17 years at various capacity for the certification of fixed offshore installations, submarine pipelines, onshore projects, and professionals, personal qualifications. ICS, he is a founder of India's first certification transformative assessment body, established in 1999, provider of total quality solutions, certifications of management system, ISO, inspection, testing, and training qualifications of personnel. His awards and achievements are received Lifetime Achievement Award for contribution for the corrosion technologies for NES International by NIGIS under NAC USA. Social worker, protection of life, assessment, and environmental safety. Followed by, I request Dr. Sundar Kataria to virtually inaugurate the session.
आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
Please join us for the reincantations of Gayatri Mantra. Introduction of the keynote speaker. Ms. Krishna Datta, Designation and Organization, Director at Guts Food Impacts Private Limited. Her academic qualifications are BSc Microbiology and MSc in Microbiology. Area of specialization and expertise and experience. Lead auditor for QMS, FSMS, OHSMS, and EMS. COO of Oxopro Laboratories Private Limited. She has vast experience of 26 years in food industry. Senior advisor to the UNCTAD Protect India program. Identified as high impact entrepreneur from emerging regions for actions. Her awards and achievements are Award for Mysterious Service in IRS, won the Best Paper Award for paper presentations on microbiology corrosions at the NES Borcon 2003. Kindly welcome Ms. Krishna Datta. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for the Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Is the screen visible to all?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for inviting me over to do a session on transformative learning. So, whatever you saw about my background was definitely technical as far as my qualification was concerned. But my interest in transformative learning actually rose in the year 2011. Okay, wherein I started working on a lot of alternate education models, and eventually I was leading the self-expression leadership program for the Landmark. So this program was all about transformative learning, and the basic fundamental of this transformative learning is learning something that you really do not know or have never explored. Okay, a process as well as some it may not be knowledge but an experience. So transformative learning is more of an experience which lives with you rather than just something that you learn from the books. A very basic thing that we all look at is, many people, if you look at the science behind being forgetful, having diseases like dementia or Alzheimer's, all these diseases have always said about one thing, that is, a person may forget everything that he has learned or he has heard, but he never forgets what he has done. Okay. So what happens is, because these particular diseases actually talk about uh, uh, you retaining your skills, so the focus now has become a lot on improving the skills of the people, so that in case one has to go through this particular disease at any point of time in life,
Hello.
then at least they will retain the skills around with
Hello.
them. Hello.
Yeah, this is Jyoti, ma'am. Please put your video like on, please.
What are you saying? I don't get you.
Your video is off, ma'am. Can you
Video is
put it
off.
on? Yeah.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay, just a minute.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Learning the transport.
Is this fine now? Can you see me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. We can. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So when you talk about transformative learning, it's a lot of acquiring skills. It's a lot about learning from experiences. It's a lot about learning which will remain with you. Can any one of you just tell me any one skill which you may have learned very early in your life, but you haven't forgotten about it till today? Anyone? Hello? Can anybody unmute themselves and interact, please?
Madam, learning by childhood, climbing the trees and getting pluck the fruits.
Can you please say again?
Climbing the trees and getting the
Sure.
fruits.
Perfect. So see, climbing the trees. Did anybody teach you to do that?
No,
How did you learn?
by seeing others.
Correct. So there is a learning which can happen by seeing others, right? And did you put a lot of effort at learning it?
No, madam. Very easily I climb
Why?
because of my body and
The
power
biggest
at
thing
the
was
time.
your want. You
Hmm?
wanted to do it, right?
Yes.
Yes. So can we all get that in life, nothing will happen unless we have a want, correct? So now many places, what happens is when children start growing, okay, and they have to choose a career. Now, unfortunately, we all look at a career from the perspective of whether we will have that earning potential over a period. Yes or no? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. You can continue.
Yeah, so I'm asking the participants, how many of you all really thought about learning something from the perspective of only because you were liking it and never thought whether it can earn you money or not? Anyone here? So let me go with what I wanted. Okay. So when I did my 10th grade, I got some good marks. I got admission in science. Though I knew that I was very good at writing content, but still I went for science because I thought arts was not so lucrative during those days. So it's better to go for science. Then when I did not get in medicine, I went and did my microbiology. All from the perspective of that, okay, this will fetch me some good job tomorrow, and maybe I will earn some good money out of it. So how many of you all had the same thought like me? Anyone?
Yes,
Madam, up to the 14th stand, 15th or 12th SSLC or PUC, we did not know what is the work, how to work, why you are reading like that. But we are studying. After getting diploma or BE, we are thinking of the getting money to do the work.
Correct. But then we did not do our BCom and BSc in one day, no?
No.
We spent about 5 years doing it.
Yes.
So our
Hello.
focus was always from the perspective of we need to do something so that we earn money. Correct? So definitely, and that is not bad because you need to live a life. Okay. But how about really living a life wherein you have fulfilled everything that you wanted to do in life? Okay. So when we talk about transformative learning, it is a theory of learning and it focuses on adult education and young adult learning. Okay. The reason being that, see, for any learning to happen, first thing that has to go in is that your want to learn. And that want to learn only grows with time if you are really inquisitive about your surroundings. Okay. So basically, when we talk of transformative learning, it is the learning that transforms. But what does it really transform? Okay. What do you think it must be really transforming? We all learn, but what does that learning bring in? Anyone?
Knowledge about specific area that we are learning.
Perfect. What else? Okay, how many of you all have gone through the recent surveys wherein, especially the HR surveys that happen, wherein, more than the core competency or the technical knowledge that you have, they look at the other perspectives. What are the other things that they may be looking for?
Self-presentation, communication skills,
Correct?
and that might be, all the other self-improvement skills that you should be having while,
The other
having a
attributes.
conversation.
The
Yeah,
other attributes.
basically.
But
Yes, yes.
were you trained for these attributes ever?
I don't think so.
Correct. So
Because,
you learned it, right, over a period. Okay.
yeah,
But now, if you really look at so many programs that are there in the world, do you see that they focus on attributes more than the competency? There are so
no,
many
no, I don't think
programs
so,
which are
madam.
talking about enhancing your communication skills, enhancing your public speaking, enhancing your writing. Do you see them?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Why? Why? Any idea why it is why it is
It,
happening that way?
it is a supporting character for all the things, you know.
Exactly. Right. See, you may be great at your field, okay, highly knowledgeable. Like, nobody can be better than you at logically explaining something, but you do not have the basic attributes. Will you succeed in explaining your idea to somebody?
No, madam, no.
Right? So we are looking at a holistic growth right now. Okay. So this holistic growth comes from adding that extra edge to what we are already doing, right? So when you start learning in a transformative way, so where does this transformation really work? It transforms our way we look at our own life. Okay. Now here we are now 33 participants sitting in this training. Do all the 33 of us look at life the same way?
No, madam.
No? Okay, let's hear from a few of you. How do you perceive your life? Any one of you?
Madam,
How we perceive? Yeah.
studied, trained, worked, married, children, aging, construction, going.
So that's the life cycle you're
Life
describing.
cycle.
Correct?
Yes, life
Correct.
cycle. That
No?
is
Good.
correct.
Very good. But do you see that life has given you a lot of opportunities?
Definitely,
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 madam.
madam.
Definitely.
Definitely,
Yeah. Do we see that
definitely.
life at some point of time urged to make us learn or made us understand something, took us back to something and got us to realize there was some realization, actualization at some point in life? Yes, no? Hello?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
madam.
the way we look at life is different for each one of us. Okay. And the way we look at life at different points in our life is also different. Yes or no? when we were in school,
Yes,
what
yes.
was our life all about? Friends, playing, some study, going to school. When we went to college, it moved a little further, where we became a little serious about having friends, a little serious about what we took on. Then when we started working, we got a little serious about, okay, taking others' responsibility. Has this not been the way that we looked at life every time?
May not be, madam, may not be.
Okay. See, can we see that there is a difference already? There
Yes,
could be
madam.
many in this who can be seeing
Yes,
it
yes.
differently. Correct?
Yes.
So what it transforms is the way we look at life. Many of us, we hear so many people saying around us, life has not been good with me. Yes or no?
Yes,
Do you
madam.
hear or no?
Yes,
But what
yes.
did life do to you? Life never did anything to you. We did it, right? Whatever we did, we did. Life is what? Life is only about breathing, no? Breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide. What else is there in life?
Food.
Because we breathe, we need food. Correct?
Yes, madam.
So when we talk about looking at life, it is talking about being aware of everything that's happening with us. We are usually not aware what transformation is happening with us, right? Then the next thing is the way we think. How many times do we really think, why is the sun rising? Why is the sun setting? Why is there a wind blowing? Why is it raining? Have we ever thought about it? It's just
Definitely.
happening. As a default mechanism, the earth is doing its job and we are enjoying it. Yes or no? Hello?
Every time we are seeing a bigger moon or big sun or a
Ah,
small moon or some, we are
correct.
thinking about who is control this one, how it is making, everything we are getting. But some science is given some answer for these all the questions, you know.
Correct. Correct. But then sun and moon are still visible. Yes or no?
Yes,
There are so
madam.
many invisible things that are happening around us.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, yes.
So the way we think, so it will alter the way we think also about so many things happening around us. Then the way we understand people. So how many of us have already made some views about people around us? We have certain views, right, about people. Yes or no?
Yes, madam. You will see when you are getting with along with them, we are moving from some years or months or anything, we will
Huh,
understand this man is like this.
correct. This man is like this. He's
Yes,
only doing like this.
yes,
He's never
yes,
in favor of us. He will
yes,
always oppose what I say.
yes, yes. And
Yes
for
or no?
all. Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Right. And then the way we address situation. How many of us say, no, the situation is really bad. We have to be careful. How many of us will say this?
Yes, madam.
Now, how many of you all remember the 2-3 years of COVID? It happened just recently with us, right?
Yes, madam. I was joined about 15 days, 16 days. I was in the hospital, madam. At
Correct.
that time, I'm thinking all the things are coming. Who are
Hmm.
we? Why we are like so many things are coming in that bed, on the bed.
Correct.
Nobody is there. Only patients and doctor, nurses.
Correct. Now,
At that,
uh, that situation was really not good for many of us, correct?
yes,
The
madam.
COVID situation. But there were at least a handful of people who created opportunities out of it.
Ah,
Yes, no.
yes, 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 madam.
So that is how we address a situation, right? So
Hmm.
when you go through a transformative learning session, it's not only your life, but everything around your life, you can bring about a transformation. Okay. And it's nothing that will happen physically. It's only in the mind, a mindset change, right? We talk about a mindset change. Now, when you do a mindset change practice, what happens is the way you start thinking and doing things alters. See, always do we know that anything that we do, it actually starts with the thinking? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Anything that we do starts with the thinking, correct? So if we think, if we have the ability to alter our mindset, then there we will also have an ability to alter everything that we are seeing around us. Okay? Now, what are our barriers in our learning? You know, whatever we are doing, there are barriers. Yes or no? Hello?
100%, madam.
Yeah. Now, for example, if I have to get you through a process of transformation, what is the first thing that will come in your head?
Caste.
Yes?
Caste.
What is that?
It is a Brahmin or something. They are having a forefathers what they did, the same
Huh.
category.
Okay. So how will it impact your learning?
That depend upon the genes. Some higher
Okay.
quality, you can see the Chidambaram and the Sitaram and everybody in the same type of groups are coming. Warriors
Hmm.
coming and some other groups are coming, but the warriors are not coming to accounts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So basically, when we look at our barriers, no, it is not only maybe in transformative learning, but anywhere where we start learning, there are a lot of things that show up for us. In transformation, first thing that can happen is, like if I tell you, you tell me that, no, this is impossible, I cannot do it. And I may tell you, no, it is possible, just figure out. Let's look at an access to it. The first thing is our view about that whole process. Our view itself will be the first barrier. Yes or no?
Yes, madam.
If we want to do something, is it not our view that comes in the way first?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because
madam.
because for us that has never happened, right? We all come from a past. Whatever has happened with us in the past, we bring it along. And then we think that we will have a great future. Is it possible?
Mm,
Hello?
yes,
If things
madam.
have not been great with you in the past, you sit
Ah,
with it. Are
ah.
you likely to create a great future out of it? Yes or no?
Yes, that's also possible, madam.
It will never be possible,
Hmm.
because unless you give up what has happened with you in the past, you cannot create a future, right? Then next is your upbringing. You know, many of us have grown in very conservative environments. Like, for example, I have grown in a typical Bengali Brahmin environment wherein we were not even allowed to go into the kitchen because we had our grandmother, our mother, our aunts to do a lot of work. So I never learned cooking till the time I got married. But the conservative feature was that my grandmother would always think that we have come from out, so we should not be touching everything around us. There was a complete vegetarian, non-vegetarian segregation in the kitchen. All that was there. That was my upbringing. Our upbringing was very different in the way we met people, we spoke to people, all those things. We were never allowed to be out of the house after 8 o'clock in the evening. So that was our upbringing. But did I carry that with me in future? If I had carried that, would I go in for a career which required me to be out of the house till about 12 at night? Would it be possible? Hello? Would it be possible?
No, madam.
So
No,
our
madam.
upbringing also sometimes is a barrier. And unless we overcome that barrier, we will never be able to do anything. Next is our environment. We have our friends, we have our society, we have our communities. All of them have a particular view. They have a particular direction in which they operate. Okay. Now, if we don't overcome it, or we are not ready to go beyond that community, that society, or that environment of friends, will there be a learning beyond that community?
No, madam.
No,
And
yes,
then
madam.
our
Yes, madam.
experiences.
Yes,
We
madam.
may have had some experience in the past, which may have not been great. Okay. Like, I'll give you a small example. When I used to lead this self-expression leadership programs, there were many participants in that who would talk about very difficult experiences earlier. Like many of them, they said that their parents never treated them very well for whatever reasons. Okay. And that's why they did not have a very healthy mind to accept anybody in their life. Okay. Now, this is a very, very generic feature, and it can happen to any one of us. Now, if I want to progress on the path of transformation, first is that I have to give up that experience. Now, what is the way to give up that experience? So the only thing that I would tell them at that time, just to provoke them further, was your parents did not treat you well. That's great. No problem. Did they give you food to eat? Yes. Did they give you clothes? Yes. Did they throw you out of the house? No. I said food, clothing, shelter was given to you. So what was so bad about it? Can you all think from here? Hello?
Yes, madam.
So whenever you're on the path of transformation, the first feature that you need to do is you have had an experience of the past which may be bitter, but how can you really make that, how can you really bring down that bitterness? Slowly erase it. How can you do that? Because if you carry a bitter experience with you, you will also have a lot of bitterness ahead. It's like holding a hot coal in your own hand. Who is burning? Who is burning in that process? Hello? If you're holding a hot coal in your hand, who is burning?
Ourselves only, madam.
Correct? So if you're carrying a bitterness about somebody, who is really getting impacted?
You only.
Correct. So what is the best way out?
Leave it on.
Yeah, just get over it. Leave it behind. Leave that barrier behind and move ahead. Then you can actually learn. Then the next thing is open for you. So once you have overcome the barriers, can you see the world with a different eye?
Yes.
Possible?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the first thing that can actually contribute to your learning? Curiosity. How do children learn usually? Have you all ever seen how children learn?
Fearness, I think so. By fear only they are learning, I think so.
More than fear, it is some curiousness,
Curious.
They will have some curiosity about something. Why is it happening this way? Why does it not work this way? Yes or no?
Yes,
Do
madam.
they not ask a lot of whys?
Hmm.
When you explain a why, then they will say how. Then they will ask where. Yes or no?
Yes.
How many of you all have gone through this entire cycle? How many of you all have dealt with small children at some point of time? Hello? There are 35 participants. Please speak up.
All are.
I
Oh.
haven't, but I haven't done it. But the why person I would be, I would have asked lots of questions regarding how it happened, why it happened, why it is done like this, and why it is not done like this. The same questions come to my mind when I was a little kid, and yeah, that is true. Curiosity is something that drive people to know more about what things they want to learn.
Correct. So learning happens, no, from there.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
give you an example of yesterday. Okay. I have a niece who is about 5-year-old. And yesterday I happened to speak to her. And in fact, just before that, my cousin who was flying down from Singapore to India just said that the flight was very turbulent and every 20 minutes, there was a turbulence. So it was not a very interesting flight. So this little girl, she suddenly said that, the earth is really sick right now. So what is happening? I said, why? What is happening? So no, please, we need to ask the earth what is wrong. It is raining sometime and sometime it is windy. What is this happening to the earth? So can you see from where that curiosity showed up? Hello?
TVs, films, they will understand.
No, can you see? She's a little girl of 5-year-old.
Yes,
But
yes,
can you
yes,
see she's so curious and
yes.
she's trying to really look at an answer. Why is it happening? And she thinks that we may not be in a position to even answer her. So she says, I want to ask the earth, why is it behaving like this? Can you and
Same
will
reason,
you and
ma'am.
I engage in such a conversation?
No, no.
Yeah, why we will not engage? Because we have already have a thought that the earth cannot answer us. Yes or no?
No,
Yes.
no,
But
madam.
who knows? The earth may be in a position to answer. We have never
Yes.
asked. Are you getting this? Hello?
Yes, madam.
So we need to go beyond logic. We need to go everything that we know to really be here in this learning format. Okay. So this curiosity, inquisitiveness will lead to some learning. Then accepting diversity. You know, when we talk about accepting diversity, it's not only about accepting people from diverse cultures, but also accepting the thoughts and the views of different people. How many of us really have the ability to do this? Accepting thoughts and views of different people. Do we have?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. When you
So
are
many of
traveling,
us will really say, no, that community does not really talk about this. This political party is actually all about this. Don't we hear this around us?
yes, madam, you are hearing.
We are hearing. And
Yes,
how
madam.
many of us are in a position to really accept that view also and say, okay, that's a view. Let's accept it only as a view.
Yes, madam, you are. I am accepting, madam, that one.
Yes, but yes, you are accepting, but also think, okay, what we are not accepting. So for example, we may not accept a lot of views about this genetic modification. We may not accept, right? Because we think it is a hazard for the future. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? But
Hmm.
then if you just accept that view, okay, there is genetic modification, how it can help? If we can look at that perspective, maybe not in the food, but maybe in many other areas, it can still contribute. Yes or no?
Yes.
So can you see this? When you start
Yes.
accepting diversity, there's a
Yes.
possibility that you can actually accept a lot of growth, lot of learning, lot of uh, progressive thinking. Is that okay?
Yes, madam.
Then next we come to is critical thinking. Critical thinking is also a thinking which is not really in our day-to-day activity. Critical thinking can also be, for areas where, you have got stuck. You don't know what to do next. You will need to find a road. You need to find a path. Have we not gone through these situations in life? Yes or no?
We are getting a lot of situations like that, and we will ask the God to solve this problem.
You got to solve because nobody else is going to come and solve your problem, no?
But God will there, madam. They will solve your problem.
But God will also come to you in some format. Yes or no?
Yes,
God
madam.
will also give you an access
Yes.
wherein you'll have to do something.
Yes.
True. How many of us have seen God coming and doing something for us? We have seen God coming in the form of some person and helping us. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
God creating a situation around us and we are operating out of that situation.
Yeah. Yes, madam.
Correct?
Yeah.
But if we
100%.
don't have critical thinking, will we accept that situation? Will we accept that person?
Yes, madam. You have to accept it.
No, have to is a different story. But how would it be if we can really access such situations? if we really access these people, if we really access the resources around us, how would it be? Will it not be different from what it is now?
Example, madam, any example will you give me?
Okay, let's look at something. You give me an example where you may have been stuck for some reason.
Madam, in the time of hospitalization, we
Ah.
want some blood, type of blood, some special blood. It is
Correct.
not available. We have tried
Okay.
so many areas,
Correct.
and we pray the God also.
Yeah.
Then some fellow will come and help me to get that
Correct.
blood.
How did that fellow come to know that you needed blood?
We never asked him. The
Huh?
doctors might have communicated this one.
Correct. So somebody communicated, right?
Yes, yes.
Right? So somebody
That-
did that job of
Yes,
communicating, no?
yes, because plasma is required in the time of COVID. The
Correct.
plasma will be equal to the same blood should be there. That's why
Correct.
we don't know that one. The doctors might have told somebody they may come and the
Exactly.
blood donor, they will get it. At that
Correct.
time, we are
So-
depending upon the God only.
Correct. But then that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you this only. The God has got that doctor to do some work, no, for you.
Yes.
Yes, no.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
That's it. So please understand that, we will pray to God at all times. And we pray to God to do what? Give us that power so that we deal with everything, correct?
Yes.
That's all. And that power will come to you in so many ways. But that critical thinking is needed at that time to do something. Okay. And then also problem solving. Problem solving will, why is learning coming out of problem solving? See, many of us here, we may be auditors. Many of us actually write down the corrective actions for many of the non-conformities. Yes or no?
Yes.
Hello,
Yes,
auditors
madam.
over here.
Yes.
Yes,
Now,
madam.
every non-conformity, you write a correction or a corrective action. Is there no learning from it?
No, madam.
Eh?
We are auditors. We are giving only NCC. We are not going to correct or we are not going to solve. We are
But
giving
then you
only.
when you write a non-conformity
Yes.
and you accept a corrective action, will you not look at it from the
Well,
perspective of
yes, we
what
are
is happening
verifying.
there?
We will
You are
verify it is
verifying.
super.
But are you not learning from it? Is there no learning? If you're saying so, then probably you will have to revisit what is the non-conformity you wrote. And do you think every non-conformity will get resolved in the same way?
No, different.
Correct. So if every non-conformity has the potential of getting resolved in a different way, that means every non-conformity has a potential to get you some information from where you can learn. Yes or no?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Right?
Yes, madam.
Is it not true for all of us?
Ask somebody that we get it.
Hello?
Definitely, madam.
So what can you see here? What are your major sources of learning?
One is book. First learning is mother.
It is from the people, from the books,
Yes.
from the empty space around you, everything. You have to only keep your eyes and ears open at all times. True?
True.
Yeah. How many of us ask these questions every day? Our favorite questions. 5W1H. Yes or not? In our lead auditor courses, we have gone through this, no? Many of us.
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they have a huge importance in our life, correct?
Why?
Now consider you start asking these kind of questions for everything. Will it not impact your learning? Will it not enhance your learning further? Hello?
Yes, madam.
So this is all about critical thinking, no? Only if you can think critically will you ask these questions. How many of us at many times if we are really not concentrating on the work that we are doing or concentrating on the audit that we are doing, we fail to even ask questions. Be truthful to your own self. You may not have to answer this question to me. Be truthful to your own self and ask this question. That you may not be in a position to even ask these questions because you're consumed in something else in those moments. True? Hello? And how many of us believe in this?
Definitely, madam.
Yeah. So we speak about inclusion, we speak about acceptance, we speak about diversity, but this is a very big feature that we need to bring in our life. Okay. Only if we can bring them in, there is some transformation in the way we have seen people, we have seen a situation, we have seen what can happen in that situation, a new possibility can show up. True? Maybe 15-20 years back, did we ever think that people who did not have um, all the physical characteristics as a normal person can also win Olympics? Did we ever think about it? Hello?
No.
So it has happened over a period, right? Why? Because we changed our way of thinking. We transformed the way we looked at many things. Even a person who needed that support, he thought of himself as a complete person and said that if others can do it, why not me? Possible?
Possible.
Yeah. The moment we bring within us that if I want to accomplish something, I will accomplish, and I accept everything around me the way it is and the way it is not, will I not make a difference there? Hello?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, you can.
Now read this very carefully, each of the blocks, and see whether they are important for you or not. Why is critical thinking important? One is the moment you have some concern, first is you will be curious about it. Yes or no?
Yes, madam.
Out of that curiosity, you will do some research, you will create something, you will figure out, okay, how best I can do it. It will give you some ability to solve that problem. Maybe you may not be able to do it yourself, but you will reach out to somebody whom you have never reached out to. You will consult a few people. And then all these things together, when they come together, will it not help you improve your decision making?
Definitely, definitely, madam.
So can you see, basically, well, when I talk about transformative learning is nothing that is very different. Okay. Transformative learning is only about touching on those areas where you can refine your own self, where you can actually speak to your own self and say, okay, I did not look at this area this way earlier. Let me look at it. So you can actually find areas of your life where you want to impact. And it could be anything. It could be your finances. It could be your relationship. It could be your career. It could be your goals. It could be your dreams. It could be your passion, anything. Many of us in our pursuit to have a career, forego our passion. How many of you all have done it? Forego your hobbies. How many of you all have done it? Many of you may have had some passion in singing, in dramatics, in dancing, in painting, but you gave it up just because you wanted to learn something that is in a very, what do you call, which is, a conservative way, which earns you a living. How many of you all have given up? your passion or your hobbies or something that you would enjoy doing?
Yes, madam. See, smoking, I left it.
What?
Smoking, cigarette smoking,
What did you leave?
smoking,
Sporting.
smoking, cigarette.
Acha, if you leave cigarettes, that's very good. It's a good impact on your health. But
Yes.
was it your hobby or a passion?
Previously, it was a hobby. Afterwards, I
It
left.
was a habit, not a hobby.
Ah,
I'm asking about a hobby. Smoking cannot be a hobby, no?
Not an habit. So what is
A
the
hobby
difference
is
between
something.
hobby and habit?
No, I'm talking about a hobby, not a habit.
Correct, madam. What is the difference, hobby and habit?
A habit is something you grow, no? A liking for something and get addicted to it. A hobby is something that you want to pursue, that you love. You may collect stamps, that's your hobby. You may actually create some craft products, that's your hobby. You may read, that's your hobby. Which is not relevant to what you really do. Are you getting it?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. So how many of y'all are there who have given up something like this in your life at some point of time? Yes, sir, you have raised your hand. So,
Can I go ahead?
yes, sir, please. I'm waiting to hear from you.
Okay. Yeah, there was two hobbies which I had. One was the gardening.
Ah,
I had in my childhood up to 10th, up to my college, I was doing it. But then after I started working, then I had to give up.
correct.
And that was the thing. And then second hobby, which I started about 20 years back, was trekking in Himalayas.
Hmm.
So that hobby gave me a lot of satisfaction.
Correct.
But again, since I don't think I should say that one, that I'm aging, that's why I'm not doing it. But still I can do it.
Correct. You can do it. There is no stop. But
Yeah.
the whole point is here that, you know, when you want to go through the transformative learning, you can actually bring in all that in your mainframe also. Like say gardening, you just said you left it because you wanted to focus on your career. But how would have life been had you continued that hobby plus your career? It would have been really interesting. You would not really have that regret today that you gave up something.
Yeah. In fact, I can say my experience. This hobby has helped me to take challenges,
Correct.
to have adventurous life.
Exactly.
So I don't take any means second thought that I cannot do this. I can do it.
True.
Because
And
when you see these hills, very high hills like Everest Base Camp and other things, you get phobia, you get fear that I'm
correct.
not going to able to. But the challenges I took it
Correct.
and I was able to. Same thing in business also. I feel if you take the challenge, you can achieve.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. These
that is
hobbies, they actually help you in taking decisions in life.
correct.
Shall I give you an example, madam?
Sure, please.
See, previous to marriage, I want to go first show, release film. That is my
Okay.
hobby. First show,
Huh?
release film first show. That was after marriage. That
Huh?
hobby is gone because of my wife.
Ayyo, not because of anybody.
The hobby is gone.
No,
Now we
no.
are not going at all.
Correct. So now, how much time will it take for you to go again?
Not that I think that now
You
the
can go
TV.
tomorrow also, or whenever
No,
you
no,
want?
no, it is not very big problem now.
Why?
Because of heavy rush and all cinemas, everything.
So all that heavy rush when everything, where does it exist?
All theaters, new films.
See, the point is here only. When I say you need to transform the way you think,
Hmm.
if you can transform that heavy rush into something interesting, then it is easy, no?
Mm-hmm.
What are the different mechanisms? I used to always have this conversation with my participants. I used to tell them, consider you want to go from Mumbai to Delhi. Okay. What are the different modes of transport?
One is a train, bus, flight.
Okay. What else?
Walking also, if they have it, they can go walk also.
Correct. What else is there? You can go on a road trip.
That's what I'm telling you.
Walking, you go on a road trip. You can also have a bullock cart. Why not? Possible?
Possible, madam. It will take long time, but you can go.
Correct. So what is more relevant? Like you should know by when you want to reach. Correct.
Yes.
That would be your measure. Now, point is that consider you did not have anything and you said, "नहीं, मेरे को तो सिर्फ घूमने जाना है." Then the bullock cart is the best mode, no? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So point is here, how will you alter your view, which will allow you to think beyond? Right? So it's all about, where you think and what you think. So what happens is none of in our day-to-day activity, we have forgotten about all these things. There's a lot of thing in us which happens as a default. We don't need to do anything. अरे मुझे चेन्नई जाना है, चलो फ्लाइट का टिकट बुक कर दो. Don't we do this?
Yes.
All of you.
That is depend upon the finance position, madam.
Whatever. I mean, ठीक है, फ्लाइट नहीं, ट्रेन का तो टिकट बुक करेंगे ही ना? हाँ या ना?
Yes, madam.
Simple है. So we don't give that thinking, or we don't invest ourselves in that thinking also. कि क्या और हो सकता है, क्या कर सकते हैं. अगर चेन्नई जाना है तो कोई सोचेगा क्या, नहीं नहीं मेरे को यहाँ से बैंगलोर में चली जाती हूँ ऐसे, और फिर वहां से आगे कुछ कर लेंगे. Do we do this? And then I have also met people who went through the training and then they said कि नहीं, we are going on a road trip to Leh. I said, road trip? हाँ. Then they started explaining to me what all they want to explore on the way. So, see, it gives you that ability. It gives you that focus. It gives you that, that need that you have always wanted. You have always wanted to do it, but you never did it just because something was stopping you. The time frame is the same today also. The day will have 24 hours only. But something you have altered in you, which has allowed you to do something different. How many of us try to put in a 48 hours work in 24 hours? How many of us try to do it? Hello? How many of us try to do it? सब काम करेंगे हम लोग. वो सुबह उठ के पूरा घर का काम भी करेंगे, देन पूरा ऑफिस का काम भी करेंगे, फिर शॉपिंग भी करेंगे, फिर आके बच्चों को पढ़ाएंगे भी, सब कुछ करेंगे. Yes or no?
Depend upon the type of work.
But we all try to do this, no?
Yes, sir.
Put in a 48-hour work in 24 hours. So basically, what have we done to ourselves? We have gone into that shell where we want to say that I can do so much more. Nobody is going to give us accolades for it. Everyone will say it was your job, you did it. True? And how many of us also feel sad that nobody acknowledges us for the things that we have done in life? How many of us are there? So see, these are very what do you call touching conversations, but unless we touch them, no, the transformation will never show up. Okay, we need to ask ourselves. Nobody needs our answers. Okay, nobody else is going to do anything about it. We need to answer them. We need to tell ourselves that, okay, what did we do out of it? If I have done a good time management and I have done everything in my life, I gave all the time for my hobby as well as my passion, as well as my work, as well as my relationships, then though I'll be the happiest of all on this earth. Yes, no? Hello?
Yes, madam.
Oh, I think my laptop has. So basically, transformative learning is actually growing beyond what we already know. Okay. See, all these things, we were, many of us saying, people around us speaking, but we never concentrated on it to think that we can also develop a lifestyle wherein we do a lot of things that we have never done, never explored, or wanted to explore, but never did it. Okay. Now, there are three areas of our life which are very, very crucial. We all know that we know. Like, how many of us know that what we know? How many of us know that we can speak English? We can speak Hindi. How many of us know this? Hello?
Myself, madam.
All of us know it, right?
Yeah, right.
And then how many of us also know that there are many things that we do not know, but we can acquire knowledge and we can learn it? Yes, how many of us know that? So for example, I do not know how to fly an airplane, but if I want to learn, I can learn it in about 2-3 years. Yes or no?
Definitely, definitely.
So there are areas that we know that we don't know also, correct? But then there are areas in our life that we don't know that we don't know. Are you aware of this? Hello?
Once again, repeat, madam.
There are areas in our lives that we don't know that we don't know. So now this is what happens when you go for transformative learning. Those areas of your life that you never knew existed show up. And they give you maximum happiness, maximum satisfaction, maximum drive to live a life further. Okay. So transformation usually happens in that area. All of you with me in this?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So basically today what I did is I just touched upon what was transformative learning, what are barriers to it, and what can we get if we really going for transformative learning, if we really, want to transform the way we think and the way we want to live, right? So this is all about it from my end. Okay, so thank you so much. And we can actually have some question answers and further deliberation on what we really spoke so far.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the presentation. It was a lovely presentation, and you have explained it very simple way. All the delegates, all the participants can ask the questions, can put the questions on chat box, and we can open to have a live conversation with ma'am.
Madam, just by hearing your all the lectures and everything, transformation,
Yeah.
I came to know so many points in Bhagavad Gita you have told us. Transformation is the main, Krishna is telling all to transformation, how it is like that you have told me, madam. Very thank you, madam.
Thank you. In fact, I had thought that I will read Gita, okay, sometime. And see, now you reminded me, I have never been able to sit and read Gita at all.
Yes,
I'll take it up. sometime. That's now that you have correlated this also, I'll definitely read it.
Yes, it is there.
Yeah. Yes, I think Jaimin has raised his hand.
Good morning, ma'am. Jamin
Good
here.
morning. Jaimin, yes, sir.
Basically, I have a basic question, ma'am. How do you think the surrounding us around us affect in learning, right? Like, let it be. Let me put like this: if I have a study room or I have a room where I sit and try to learn the things, because nowadays we generally have an online learning trend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, how much effect it has my surroundings in which I'm sitting or learning, and how can we improve our surroundings, and that can enhance our learning skills?
So the first thing is that now, why do you want to enhance that environment?
I'm just asking about what impact generally it has on our learning, right?
Yeah.
Because
See, the
yeah,
whole point is around whether that is an environment you choose to be in.
okay,
It's a choice that you make for yourself.
okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
So life is all about choices. So what happens is if you're given a choice, you will choose the best for yourself. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now consider I have not got the best, but can I make it the best?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
That's where it is. You at least have a beautiful room where you can sit and learn. Have you
Yeah,
not heard of stories of people sitting under the street light and learning?
ma'am. I've heard.
Right? What did they do? What was so different in them?
Because
Perseverance.
they had a purity, right, ma'am?
More than that, they made that situation to their credit.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have that ability. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So that's where it is. See, what we say, we have 1,000 complaints about a situation. But if we can find one great thing about it, now that will do the job.
Okay. Yeah.
Correct?
Correct, ma'am. Correct.
If you ask children, no, and you ask them to tell them uh, what is not so good about their parents, they will have a big list. Yes, no.
Yes, ma'am.
I have an 18-year-old daughter. You ask her, she will not be able to tell you even one good thing about me. Okay. And I keep telling her every day only one thing. The day you find something good in me, na, you have done it in life.
Yeah.
So that's exactly how life is.
Okay.
How do you make the situation in your favor is all the difference. And if you have
Okay.
learned it, it will help you not only in living your life, but it will also help you in dealing with your customers, because you can actually alter that situation there also.
Exactly, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. I have a second question, ma'am. If you can please answer it.
Sure, please.
The second question is about continuity, ma'am. Right?
What?
Let me continuity. Right?
Okay, continuity. Okay.
Yeah. Let me put up you in this way. I started one course, online course, or you can say I started reading one book, right, ma'am?
Okay.
So the thing is that I read it for 1 week, or you can say 10-15 days. I read it in a straight stretch, right, ma'am?
Okay.
After that, some kind of works come in, and with my kind of a personality, if the cycle is broken, right, ma'am, if the cycle
Hmm.
is broken after 10 or 15 days, it takes me a lot of time to get back into my cycle. So what do you think that my sort of a personality should do to maintain the continuity in learning, ma'am?
What does a my sort of personality mean in the first place?
My sort of personality, you can say ki I think ki there are a lot of people who start any kind of project, right, ma'am? So they do it very good in initial some days, like you can say 10 days or 1 month or something like this. But if somewhere or somewhere the things get distracted, or they are off track, and after that they are off track for 10-15 days, and or maybe more than that. It's very difficult for them to come back on that learning track again, right, ma'am?
Now, the first question is that you're not talking about continuity, you're talking about a discipline.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
discipline, you want to be disciplined or don't want to be disciplined, is a choice made by whom?
Me.
Correct. If you're making that choice, who is going to work at it?
Me.
Correct. You have lost track, no problem. Okay. Just coming back to it will take something, right?
Yeah, exactly, ma'am.
So what can you do to motivate yourself to come back there?
It's I can say, ma'am, the motivation factor, right, ma'am? I have to remotivate myself to
No,
get
no,
back on
no.
the track.
You're making remotivation as a big task. It's nothing that big. It's a very small thing to do. And as I'm speaking with you, please believe me,
Yeah.
whatever you're going through, I'm going through the same thing right now. Okay. I
Okay.
used to be an avid walker and I used to maintain my weight at a very particular number. My weight has gone up by about 12 kgs and I'm not bringing it down. Just the same thing that's happening with you is happening with me. But I know that I need to find a way out. Nobody else
Yeah,
is
exactly.
coming and doing it for me.
Exactly, ma'am.
Right. So
Yeah.
what is it that you want to do to continue that reading or whatever it is?
Yes, ma'am.
Just pick up the book and start reading.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Okay.
it. Can you see how we make our problems big?
Yeah. I can understand, ma'am. Yeah, I can understand. Basically, the thing that comes. I've gone through these courses many times, ma'am. About learning something. The main thing. This is just not my problem. I guess there's a lot of people out there who is having the same problem, right?
Exactly.
They'll get. Yeah.
Each of us
Yeah.
have a different problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
But that problem is also created by me only. Please get that.
Yeah. Exactly,
Nobody
ma'am.
else has come and done it for you.
Exactly. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
giving your time, ma'am. Thank
Anybody
you very much.
else?
Hello.
Hello.
All the delegates can put their questions in the chat box. Okay, ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we have covered diversity, inquisitiveness, and critical thinking and problem solving. These four topics that we have covered. But can we sum up? Can we cover this all four topics under leadership?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Because
See, the thing is,
leadership,
every quality, leadership is a quality, correct?
right,
But to hone that quality, you need some basic, no?
right.
From
Because
if you don't have these, will it lead to leadership tomorrow?
yeah, no, that won't be the situation. Because everything, if we talk about leadership, all this thing comes under one umbrella, where we have to be a critical
Correct.
thinker. We have to solve problems. We have to understand people and give a solution to a particular problem. So all these things, if we can sum up under a leadership, that and also leadership is a vast concept. We cannot cover under 40 to 45 minutes. So yeah, and as per my understanding, we can to give a word to it. So I'll definitely give a word of leadership to critical thinking, problem solving, and inadvertentness. So what are your thoughts on that?
See, leader, as I said, no, anything that you speak of, okay,
Right.
it's not only leadership, it could be anything for that matter. Okay.
Okay.
It's all about how you have actually honed the skills around you.
Okay.
So, for example, nowadays we talk a lot about leadership because we have begun realizing the fact that just getting people to a leadership position is not helping.
Right.
It's actually more about getting the right people in the right place to get the work done. So even we are dealing with it, all of us. Say, right now, I'm actually the chief of certification in Tata Quality Cert. Okay.
Okay.
So, for me also, at times it becomes difficult when I see that, okay, somebody who is a very good auditor, if I bring him in the position of managing that whole scheme, he's not doing a good job.
Okay.
Why?
Because I think planning and implementations are, both different things. On ground situations are way more different than, getting those situations on paper, and implementing those things are way more difficult. And, that is my understanding.
Okay. So there is something which is at a much deeper level.
Right.
Okay. When you are an auditor, no, you are an executor actually.
Okay.
So you are living in the doing domain. You're
Okay.
doing an audit. You're conducting an audit every day.
Right.
So if somebody has to ask you what you did in the day, what will you say? What is your answer?
Don't know, ma'am.
I was in an audit.
Okay.
Happy answer, no?
Right.
Nobody will
Right.
ask you the second question.
Right.
But when you're managing the scheme, what do you have to do? You have to be a thinker.
Right.
And thinking takes a lot more energy and time than doing.
Right.
So if I have to describe my day as a scheme manager, it is going to be very difficult for me to do it. I may have done 1,000 things, but I will not be able to put a word to it.
Okay.
Will I say I coordinated with XYZ 2 minutes? I handled this call 5 minutes. Will I be doing that?
No, ma'am.
So that's where that leadership has to show up. So
Right.
when you have somebody who is actually very good in execution, move to the level of thinker, that person needs to develop the thinking ability to manage that scheme.
Right. Right.
If that person does not develop that thinking ability, that person will not deliver. Why? That
Definitely.
person will always find ways to run out of that position and do an audit.
Right.
Have you seen such cases or no? We have seen many in our life. The scheme manager will want to go for the audit every day. What's happening to the scheme? Nobody knows. Yes or no?
Correct. Correct.
So this is what happens. So basically, when we used to lead programs, we were always working on a domain called being, doing, and having. Okay, what is the being? The first of all, if you're having a certain position or you're taken up a particular job, then that come to the being level first. At the being level, are you that job or no? First.
Okay.
When at the being level you develop yourself, you have the ability to do.
Right.
And you have the having is what? Having is the outcome or the result or the performance. बट आपने वो बीइंग लेवल पे एक्ट नहीं किया, आप करते जा रहे हो कुछ काम डिफॉल्ट मैकेनिज्म से, तो आपका परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा हो बुरा हो, will you be ever happy?
No, madam.
There are so many people in bigger positions, but if you ask them about happiness, no, they are not able to answer because they're so consumed in that doing. They don't know where they are heading. Like yesterday you saw there was a news, one of the CEOs of one of the very big companies is actually stepping down even much before his retirement. Why? Because he said that I want to do different things in my life today. Why are they doing this? How would it be had you been able to do everything that you wanted to do along with your career? Would you be ever saying this, that I'm stepping down?
No, madam.
That's where we are trying to bring in this particular learning. Okay. And of course, this is not very easy. This learning is not very simple. It needs a lot of practice. It needs a lot of engagement, one-to-one coaching and all that to get where you want to be.
Right. Right.
Right?
Yes, madam. It was very good to chat with you, madam, directly and personally know what things are required to be a proper leader and what things required to, hold that position and what happiness is. And it was a great to talk with you. And now I request our all the delegates. And okay, our next session is going to be on 25th March. Our next session is going to be on 25th March 2023 on topic value creation versus value capturing shall be taken by Mr. Yogesh Jain. He shall be covering primology, impact on business, how this applies in lesser known areas of value creation. ICS is pleased to provide you all its research and development, integrated management systems, QMS, PMS, and OSHA, excellence in education management system, ISO made easy in Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, and Hindi. You can give your feedback on www.sadgunsang.org and go in, log in, and give your feedbacks. On behalf of Sadgunsang team, I would like to express my gratitude to all the esteemed delegates on the webinar for the presence and contribution to make this webinar a great success. Now we officially close this session.